London has fallen to the dead.
And 1 month early.
Yes. So we just saw Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Thoughts?
It was okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, so what did you want to say, Pop? Sorry.
Well, I don't have very many thoughts on this movie because I thought that this was when I heard just the title, I thought this is gonna be nuts, and
it really wasn't.
It's pretty subdued, isn't it?
Yeah, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. That's an opportunity to be something like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You think it might go all the way with its silliness, and it doesn't even go halfway.
Because the book is actually, from what I've read of the book, is actually silly. It even has, like I said, I told you guys about
ninjas.
Ninjas. It has ninjas in it, and the movie doesn't have that at all. There's like no ninjas. It's just this movie. I mean, I understand with like Abraham Lincoln. I felt that was perfect that the way they did Abraham Lincoln with the whole seriousness, it worked. But for this, it just felt so boring, especially because it really should have been called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies with a question mark, because there really wasn't very many zombies in it. It was mostly just like it should have just been a Pride and Prejudice another Pride and Prejudice
or maybe just a zombie movie that takes place in like the 1800s.
It just didn't. Like I said, it just. With the name Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, it should have, like you said, it should have been crazy. There were very funny moments, like with Matt Smith and stuff. But and then there were some ridiculous moments. You're like, okay, that was kind of cool. And not only that too, but the action scenes were terrible too. They were really bad. They were just like the typical editing style they do nowadays, where it's just cut. Let's cut here, cut here, cut here. You can't. There's no scene where they hold it, except for one. There was one moment where they did, and it was like, okay, that's cool. But then the next season, when it's still continuing the fight, it's like cuts again. Like, damn it!
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, a lot of action movies have done that too. Like Transporter Refuel did it. Hitman 47, Agent 47 did it. It's just really bad. I don't know why so many American action films have been doing. Even in other countries too have been doing that editing style, and it's really bad. It just doesn't. We even had some shaky cam in there too. And it's actually, like, there was one slow motion scene, and I was like, the whole movie isn't going to be like this. And after that, I'm like, I kind of wanted the rest of that, because I could actually see what was going on.
Yeah. This is kind of what I got when I went into Cowboys and Aliens. Like, I think Cowboys and Aliens is a little better than this. But yeah, it really was surprisingly serious, and yeah, so it really didn't work for me at all. And it also has probably the most underwhelming climax since Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's even worse is that a minute into the credits, it goes back to the movie, and it like builds up a potentially more fun movie that never happens.
Yeah, it just
or
sort of
at least
ends.
probably won't happen unless there's a
Sea
sequel,
Monsters.
which is unlikely.
Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters.
No, that's not from like Seth Grahame-Smith, but still that's
really.
Yeah, it's from the same like publishing company, but it's not from Seth Grahame-Smith doesn't write it.
Yeah.
But I really was expecting a lot more with this film, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. Like, there were some funny moments, and like the only funny silliness with this was like when those sisters were fighting when they were talking to each other. That was cute. It was cute. Anyways.
Yeah.
And Matt Smith, of course, was great. He was hilarious. Every time he was on scene, I was just like, please more Matt Smith. Like I said, like I told you in the theater, this should have been called Pride and Prejudice and Matt Smith, because everything else was just like, nope.
Yeah.
Everyone else just like was kind of there, I guess. And also Lily James and the guy who played Mr. Darcy,
Sam Riley.
They did not really they didn't have any chemistry at all.
Yeah.
I just didn't buy them as a couple. It's like, not really. I do really like Lily James, I guess. I haven't seen Cinderella yet. I'm kind of hoping for better things from her in the future. I just felt they really should have gone a lot more into it. I mean, like I said, it's called, like we've been talking about, it's called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's not called the serious Sensey movie with zombies some kind of showing up, or like
it's kind of like somebody took the title, didn't actually read the book, but read the original Pride and Prejudice, and just mix the two
because I've
together.
read some of the book. They got some of the stuff down, like the beginning. Not the beginning. Like it didn't start with Mr. Darcy when the fly thing, but it did. They did get the dinner, because I've read some of the beginning, so they did get the dinner scene down a bit. Except I don't think there was a scene where Elizabeth went outside. That was about, and then there was like a zombie that talked or something. I don't think that was from the book either. I don't think the zombies talked, and they had this whole pig eating thing. I haven't finished the book, so I can't tell you. But like I said, it felt like they were trying not to go too far with this, like with the silliness, because I think they weren't trying to make it too goofy. And it just and way they
which is not bad.
I kind of think
restraining it. Like it just I understand, like if you don't want to go, but you still have to go a bit farther with it. I think they should have gone a little bit more farther with this than.
Was anyone expecting more gore? Like I was totally expecting.
Yeah, a lot of it was just sort of off screen, like, "Whoop, we're crushing his head off screen."
I kind of expected that because the movie's PG-13.
No, I didn't know.
Why? This is like.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. I mean, it's a zombie movie. You don't make a like.
It's like
I'm totally fine with, like, they are thinking about doing with Deadpool. They're thinking about doing an R-rated version and PG-13 version for kids. I think that's kind of cool because kids are just into Deadpool as everyone else. So that's kind of a cool idea for the kids, so kids can see it. But like with this, it's called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's like, what's the point? Like, it just dumbing it down is just a bad idea.
Yeah. I kind of think I think they probably wanted to go really serious with like the romantic element because it's almost Valentine's Day.
Don't remind me.
And yeah, there are large sections of this movie that go on for a while without anything zombie related.
Yeah, and a lot of the movie, I think most of the movie has like barely anything to do with zombies until like, oh yeah, there's supposed to be zombies in this movie. Put them in there.
Yeah.
It's like the zombies are like your friend that just randomly shows up. Hi. He's just like, you keep turning around. Hi, zombie friend.
I thought Sam Riley was good in this.
He was fine though. He talked kind of like this, like he had a sore throat through the entire film. So there's this. I can't remember this one actress I've seen from TV and stuff. She was in it. I've mostly seen her as like. The one thing I've seen her in, she's like a ghetto girl. She played that fine, but in this one she was playing this elegant person. I just didn't buy it. I don't know the actress's name, but she played like this one friend of Mr. Darcy. I just didn't buy her as like this elegant lady. It's like Lena Headey was great too. In the mother, I love the mother too. Lena Headey and the mother, and like I said, Matt Smith was good.
Charles Dance was also pretty good.
The father?
Yeah.
Jack Dutton, no, I thought was a little boring. I didn't like him so much as the one guy who Elizabeth kind of had a thing for, but once he turned out, there's like a twist with him. I'm not gonna spoil it.
No, don't.
But I felt this movie could have been a lot better with more potential. I'm hoping maybe the DVD release, maybe there'll be like an unrated director's cut or something like that.
Yes.
Maybe, but they might not even do that. Who knows? But like I got like Straight Outta Compton has a director's cut, unrated director's cut on
like
the Blu-ray.
That's
really cool. I want to check that out. But yeah, I felt like they were trying too hard to hold back so it doesn't become goofy. But I really thought they should have. I'm not saying they should have gone too far, but they should have at least gone to a point where it would have been fun. But no, they just were trying to hold back too much, that they just kind of played it too safe. I felt like it's this movie, like they're trying to. This movie's like in bubble wrap or something like that. I'm protected with the bubbles.
What about the?
I also like the father too. I forgot the actor's name.
Charles Dance. I just said that.
Okay. But he's great. I love it. He was in like Game of Thrones and and in Dracula Untold. He was like one of the only things I actually liked about Dracula Untold. But I liked him too. Especially he has like my favorite line: the if you marry him, I won't talk to you. That was great. One of my favorite. Though I think that was actually in the actual Pride and Prejudice as well. I believe.
Maybe.
That was one of those things. Like that was because I saw the movie, the original Keira Knightley film.
They really besmirched China in this one.
In Japan, they really liked it. They're like, they're awesome.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The rich train in Japan, and everyone else is like in China. But I liked what they did with the horsemen. I actually like that. It's not too much. Like, we only get 2 scenes, but they're very ominous. That first scene in the graveyard where where you see them, he's standing there with their backs turned to Liz.
I don't know. When I saw that, I thought they were going to do a dance number. Thriller.
that actually
randomly shows up.
Yeah, that's kind of that
Okay, that
would
would
have
be
been good.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking
And
about.
they didn't even get a cast credit, you know?
Oh.
Like I didn't like the like you said, the ending was like they should have ended it with like they got because if you've seen Pride and Prejudice, they get married and then it's just like they have a kind of a goofy ending because two people are getting married or whatever, and then they should have ended it with like zombies like in the or in the crowd, then they have a big fight and then it ends or something like that or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of just there's zombies coming for us. That was kind of lame.
Yeah.
But other than that, I still want to finish the book, but I'm pretty sure the book is much better because, like I said, there's ninjas and stuff like that. But still, I felt this movie just it had such potential. I felt, and it just squandered it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all my thoughts too.
That's pretty much.
Oh, I do kind of want to talk about this movie also promises you badass like women. Or whatever, or bad. Sorry about using. I'm just like.
Well, it does.
Yeah,
kinda,
it does, but
yeah.
they're not. A lot of it is actually like There's actually a lot of scenes where Elizabeth is saved by Mr. Darcy. Most of it's actually him fighting, and she's just kind of standing around.
Well,
and the sisters also don't get to do much either. Like I felt there would have been some cool stuff if if there was more of the sisters fighting together too. There was just, but a lot of the time the sisters are just kind of sitting around, and like I said, I would just kind of forget. Like you said, that it was called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Like, am I watching a different movie now? But yeah, this movie.
So grading?
D.
I'm gonna give this one a C. I just thought it was okay. I thought like I said, there were some parts I enjoyed, but I wouldn't. But I didn't hate it. It's just more of a C for me. It's an okay.
I'm gonna give this a C as well.
Okay. So,
like,
any new.
I might also add that right before Jack Husting's character
Hudson. Houston. It's Houston.
Oh, it's Houston? Okay.
Angelica Houston, Danny Houston, Jack Houston.
Yeah, right before he and Darcy start fighting, I could have sworn I was hearing music from Aladdin.
Also, I guess I could talk about the music.
Whatever.
Some of the music wasn't that great. Like I didn't like there was a part where the music was like the awkward music. I don't like that type of music.
Yeah.
It's always kind of annoying.
I mean, like when she's dropping those dead flies onto the guy's hand.
It's like just hate that. I just hate that that awkward music. It's just like it's just like you can ruin like a lot of TV movies and stuff where it's just like it's just like, you get it. And also the music for the most part was kind of forgettable. There wasn't like that's an awesome track. Woo! It's just like okay, I'm probably gonna forget about all the tracks in this movie.
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So
what about trailers? Any trailers?
You say we haven't discussed the Huntsman Winter's War yet, right? I think we did.
you might have, but
Yeah,
I don't think
that looks like just kind of a generic fantasy. I'm not all that interested.
I want to see that though, actually, because I
Alright.
think it looks pretty cool. Actually, I don't know, especially because they're cutting out like my favorite parts of Snow White and the Huntsman was Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron, and
They're just
Stewart, it was the worst. It was like they cut her out, so it's like, oh, thank God. The only problem, I guess, is that the whole thing with Kirsten Stewart is like, I followed you because you remind me of my wife. You mean Chastain, who looks nothing like Kirsten Stewart?
Is this supposed to be a prequel or?
It's supposed to be like both, maybe. Like it's supposed to be both. Like I think it is mostly a prequel, but I think there's like some parts that are sequel. Like maybe when someone is telling the story, the Huntsman story started long ago or whatever.
Maybe I don't know.
We never. But yeah, that was. I think it looks pretty cool, especially because they're cutting out Stewart. It looks kind of fun,
yeah.
and it is directed by the guy who did the best. Another best part of the other movie too was the effects and stuff. They are getting the guy who did the director of is like he did the effects and stuff for the movie.
I don't know that one part where all that I think it's snow rising up out of the ground. That looked very unfinished. It looks like paper.
But I'm actually excited for that one. What else?
Okay. The other one was Miracles from Heaven, and it has the producers of Heaven is for Real, and the ending of the trailer
That's the only part. Like most of it is just really cheesy, but still, I think the part that really gets me to say I don't want to see it is the ending. I felt they shouldn't have included that with the who. It's like he told me I'd be all right. Who?
Yeah.
The girl plays the pronoun game so that we can all wonder who the heck she's talking about.
I don't know about
Ding.
the true story, but if I looked it up, I don't think they'd mention anything about maybe they probably wouldn't, I don't think they'd mention the daughter saying something about seeing God. It's not heaven is for real is about a kid who went to heaven, so it probably makes sense that he saw God or something like that, but I don't know about her falling and being, I thought that was just like this, it was just she fell and she was healed. I don't think it was like she fell, then she woke up and then she like went to heaven for a second.
Well, I'll have to,
you just look it up.
I'll have to check out the story. It might be kind of interesting if it's about how they
the only
how they were.
I have though is that if you're like, if a hospital's like, oh, I have no idea what's wrong with your daughter, you might want to go in there.
You might want to go to another hospital.
Go to and get a second opinion.
8 years in medical. 8 years in medical school can't tell me what this is.
They might have done that, even if we don't see it in the trailer.
Yeah.
True.
And
I'm kind of excited that that one guy's in it, that Spanish language comedian guy's in it as the doctor. That's kind of interesting. But on that, it just looks kind of by the numbers, sappy film. Not even like, I'm not talking about the God thing. That doesn't bug me. Just the whole sappy family thing.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be interesting if it focuses more on like on how people thought that they were just trying to get attention and maybe how they tried to deal with that.
That is
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And although
because I'm like, movies with that, they always try to hide that, where it's like, oh, we don't want attention, we're just a normal family. But then when you like look up the real story, it's like, but in real life, there probably were like, oh my God, our kid, this happened to our kid. We must tell everyone. We must we go to the media so we get money.
This does seem kind of,
because there's a Netflix sketch show called with Bob and David, and it's really funny. They do a parody of Heaven is for Real, and it's like the book is called Heaven is for Reals with a Z. It's really, and the funny part is like the whole joke is that like, because the kid, when he went to heaven, he saw Hitler and all these people, because no, but God loves all his children. They're like, no, you went to hell first or something. And then so they make him, they give him another new experience just so he can get it right the next time. And then the second book is called Now That's What I Call Heaven. But yeah, it's just like, that's just like, that's just what I'm pretty sure most of those people are like. They're just like, money. They just, once they hear it, it's like, oh, we gotta milk our kid for all he's worth or something. It's just,
yeah. There was another trailer I liked.
Money Monster.
Yeah, we already talked about Money Monster.
Yeah.
But it came before 13 hours.
I like it up until they play the country music, pop stuff. Then it's just like, it gets really sappy.
Yeah. Was that Bruce Springsteen singing?
I don't think so. Bruce Springsteen's not very country-like. That doesn't. She's very.
Well, it sounded like him.
It wasn't. It sounded like someone else I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Guy I know, but
so
speaking of music, it kind of. I kind of have to groan when in trailers like Miracles from Heaven they play just something that's just a current popular song, like even if it,
because I don't like that, especially because I don't like that song, Fight Song, at all. Yeah. Really, I don't really like it. So so when I see them, I'm just like, cringing.
Yeah. I remember back in early 2011, a lot of movie trailers were using Katy Perry's Firework, even if the song doesn't have anything to do with the movie.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Fight Song too. Like, it's supposed to, even though I don't like it because it's not a very good actual fight song, but like, it's supposed to be about like fight. The song is sort of supposed to be like about fighting, or because it's a fight song or whatever. But like, this isn't about someone fighting. It's about someone who gets cured by falling out of a tree by God. It's not. There's no fighting in it. It's not like, what are they fighting, God, for some reason? You saved our daughter. Time to beat you up.
I went to heaven, but then you resurrected me. I'm back on this earth.
Now it's payback.
It's kind of like Scrat at the end of Ice Age 2. He just goes after Sid after he gave him CPR, and he was in Acorn Heaven.
He's like, ah!
Oh, I thought you were talking about the scene where, like, he gets really, I think it was like from Ice Age 3 where he gets really upset at the piranhas and beats the crap out of them.
that was also the second one.
Yeah, that's like the only good thing about those movies too, is those Scrat scenes. Everything else can just go away.
I don't know, the first Ice Age had a lot of funny parts.
No, I'm talking about like the sequels though.
Okay.
Well, and I did
and the fourth one did have the villain song.
I did kind of enjoy the third one a bit, though. Especially because I like Simon Pegg's character. I thought he was great.
Okay, well, I think we should move on.
This is
so. Let's find Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Guess you can give it a pass. So let's find out if there's a better choice.
the movie that will not be very choice, probably, because I'm not a Sparks fan, so I don't
Okay.
get Sparks.
Well,
I don't know.
let's move on then.